Obtained by Fox 26, stunning, never-before broadcast images of giant toxic ash mounds unearthed earlier this year in 2nd Ward, where the Houston Housing Authority is constructing hundreds of so-called affordable apartments. I say so-called because one has to wonder whether the discount for low-income residents will be worth the health risk posed by the adjacent toxic landfills, the former state Superfund site, and the active lead processors surrounding the $100 million plus project at 800 Middle Street. After viewing the footage gathered less than a year ago, State Representative Christina Morales had this to say.
All you have to do is ask yourself, Greg, would you want your family to live under those conditions? I would think that the answer is no. So why would we put folks who have no other choice but to live there in this terrible toxic condition? I want it to be on record, because years from now, just like what happened in 5th Ward, years from now, we will hear about families getting sick, and we will know that something should have been done right now.
All right, panel, as you all know, laboratory tests have found dangerous levels of lead, arsenic, and mercury in the ash, which came from the old Velasco trash incinerator plant and was never cleaned up by the city. Okay, both Holly and Bill have written on this. Ladies first.
Okay. You know, the previous owners, the Cockrell family, Pinto East End LLC, was responsible for the land. They were supposed to have cleaned it up. They did get an environmental consultant to test, and they submitted documents to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality saying that it was clean enough to put residents on. It's looking like that those reports are not accurate. And so there's a lot of concerns about how the sale went through. I'm coming through some emails that were sent back and forth in the process of the sale. It was halted once in 2019 by HUD because of the concerns. HUD's rules say that you can't put this kind of housing within 500 feet of a contaminated site, and clearly this is a violation of those rules.
Bill's been looking at the prospect that perhaps this ash is a clean water violation. I don't know what's going on.
So it's complicated, but basically the piece of property that they're building the apartments on was an old refrigerated warehouse site, which probably doesn't have any ash directly under it. But on both sides, there are, 20, 30 feet of buried contaminated ash. One was where the old city incinerator site was located, and then they used a piece of property on the other side of the project as a temporary storage. What your pictures are of that temporary storage site, which at least the Cockrells tried to do some mitigation on. The city site, nobody's ever done any kind of mitigation there. There's not even a pretense that anything's been done to deal with that, which is actually where a lot more of the ash is located. And by the way, there's a city right-of-way, North Velasco, that runs down and then creates a ravine that runs into Buffalo Bayou. So there is no question this ash is being washed into Buffalo Bayou every time we have a rain.
Christina Morales, the only elected who's been out there, saying, well, this has got to stop.
I really want to give props to State Representative Christina Morales.
Agreed.
She really sticks up for the community. She's a true champion for us. Her family's legacy, Chicanos, they shaped the Segundo Barrio. And seeing is believing, Greg. Thank you for airing those pictures. Like she said, we can't go back in time. We saw what happened in the 5th Ward. This should stop right now. Okay.